All right, we are back.
We are.
Lions Thursday, big day today.
Big game.
And we've got Luke, finally. We got Luke on the pod. And we got Austin, obviously, back for the power rankings. I think we're going to hop right into the power rankings. See where everybody's at.
Who gets fucked?
Yeah. Who gets number one? Or I don't know what that means, but...
Yeah, let's do it. Go ahead and bring him up here.
I'll stop presenting him.
All right.
All right. So the theme of the week, obviously, the big matchup between Mark and Vince. Not only a big matchup in the league, but this is really the biggest shift in the power rankings as they just keep going back and forth for that last place spot here. So this week, getting into it, Vince again went back to the back of the pack there. 9 and 10 are really meaningless at this point. It's Vince or Mark every single week. I thought Vince took a step back this week because his wide receivers that were finally showing promise, like T. Higgins, were all of a sudden disappointing again. So again, just in the back of the league, we'll see between Mark and Vince really who ends up being that last spot after this week here.
All right, yep. Not much to say. I mean, they're battling over there.
Yeah. Next up, we have Mark here, 16, Vinny's father. You can see the actual transformation taking place here from Vince's
What the hell is
original dad. So big Mark.
Is it just because of this, or do they actually kind of look similar? It's kind of weird.
The weirdest part about this transformation is actually somewhere about halfway in between Mark and Mr. Zom is I keep seeing Joe Hufford over and over again.
Yes, that's so crazy.
Okay. I see it a little bit, yeah.
But on to actual football, again, Mark might have taken a slight leap forward. He had put together a decent week. Biggest question mark on Mark's team at this point, I think, is going to be Jerome Ford. He's done pretty well in that new role, but kind of a question if he's going to stay kind of that consistent, or is Kareem Hunt going to start to cut into that a little bit?
Yep. Not really shifting. I think it's the exact same as last week to start, right?
No, they flip-flopped.
Oh, Mark was last before. Okay. Yep.
They seem to flip-flop every single week pretty much.
Yeah.
All right. Next up here, trending back to where he belongs, we have Paul here with Tua, Infinity, and Bijan. Notes on this team, I just think it's time to start panicking about Josh Jacobs. He just is not doing anything at all. The other guys on the team that looked like they might be promising started to disappoint a little bit. Most of those guys you did end up trading away today, but I think you got even worse returns on that trade, so I think you kind of belong here still.
I feel like I actually, in my family league, I got some people who have Josh Jacobs, and it feels like those people are in pretty tough spots because you picked them pretty high, and you don't have much trade capital, so you just have to bank on them coming back. Yeah, it seems pretty rough.
That's pretty much the boat we're in. If Josh Jacobs falls down, I have 2 other running backs at the moment I can fall back on, but we're in a little bit of a panic mode. That's why we did the trade we did today.
Great trade.
Not as good as the first trade I did this year, but it is pretty good.
Dude, you have no wide receivers now.
Flowers, dude.
Don't you?
I feel like Flowers is like kind of a positive name, you know? Like it sounds like sunshine. I mean, what's happening in Jacksonville?
Yeah.
We'll see.
Buy low.
All right. Next up, got Vengeance of the John here. I think this is 3 straight weeks that he's been at 7. Finally got the win this week. And honestly, should have probably moved up, but some of the people ahead of them also got wins, and the people that were way ahead of them got losses. So again, I think that this team has a pretty good team. They just really need Aaron Jones back. Since that trade with me, they've been playing without basically one of their top players. They got the win this week. Once Aaron Jones comes back tonight, I think this team really does start to kind of set themselves apart a little bit.
Yep. I agree with that.
Next up, big drop in the power rankings for myself here. Got a loss this week. It's just it's very evident how much I will struggle when any of my running backs are injured, I don't want to jinx it, but I don't know if I'm going to have a repeat performance from A-Chain at any point this season to be like that serviceable RB2. My tight ends are also looking rough. Darren Waller is not the guy that I thought he was, so I just have a lot of worry about my team currently.
I don't know. I don't know there. I feel like you're buying into the farther up you are on the rankings. It's bad for you.
This is bullshit. He definitely does not think this.
You just picked up probably the best. I mean, Ford might have been better. But one of the best pickups in the waiver wire, and the guy's a maniac. He's actually good, and he ran the fastest of anybody in the whole league this year.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, but he's still a part of a running back committee that's about to get bigger again with Jeff Wilson coming back. He's still the number 2 on that team. I just don't know if he's someone that I really want in my starting lineups, really.
Yeah.
So, Steve, maybe this is foreshadowing that for future questions we may have today, maybe why he's so low on the rankings.
This is what we'll see, okay? If the power rankings curse is actually wrong, then Austin's going to kick my ass this week. And if Austin kicks my ass, then we got the power rankings are going to be a little bit. I need this win, okay? Anything to leverage a win.
The thing is, I don't think that there would be anything that pisses off the fantasy gods more than if I tried to actually use the power of the power rankings to manipulate my own standings.
Okay. That's true.
Next up, though, we do have Steve Pickle Jr. there. I would just say bad luck continues for this team. Like, put up 140, played against someone that put up like 170 or whatever. If Dan is the luckiest team in the league that just plays shitty teams all the time, it seems like Steve is that unlucky team that plays good teams. But at the end of the day, he's still 1 and 2, so it needs to be penalized for those losses. The biggest thing that you definitely still need to be penalized for is you need to get rid of Pitts.
I can't. Dude, what else? I did try to do some trade. Go ahead, what?
He had 9 targets last week.
I know, but
That's his ceiling.
No, the problem is Ritter is so bad. He's so bad. But yeah, dude, it's a fucking pit, the tight ends. I look at waivers, I'm like, feel like there's no one I can drop. I don't know what to do. I'm just riding Pitts.
To the pit.
All right. Next up here we have Luke with the Lake Steaks and Ukuleles. Big bump for Luke after a very promising week. The biggest thing for Luke's team is just that I think DeAndre Swift is kind of your savior. You just decided not to draft running backs this year for some reason. And somehow DeAndre Swift has emerged as one of those top backs there, so I think he's finally kind of giving you a little bit of life here.
Until Gainwell takes over.
Dude, what the fuck? Gainwell looked like shit, and then,
He's coming back from a major injury.
I don't know if he's mentioned. What?
He's coming back from an injury. A concussion? I believe it was a concussion.
Who?
Gainwell. The guy who got the majority of the snaps week 1.
Sounds like you're playing against your case here.
I'm saying he's coming back. That's why he didn't play great last week.
And he looked like shit. Did you watch that game?
I did not watch that game. I did look at the stats, though.
Yeah, also you say you didn't draft running backs. I'll save this take for, I guess, a little bit later, but I've had a kind of take that most of our people like to draft running backs early, and it's been that way for years. Running backs, receivers second, and there's a reason for it. But I think we might be all kind of a little wrong. But I'll get into that.
Running backs get injured.
They get injured and they don't have as much of a boom. And actually, everyone says running back's floor is higher. I actually disagree. I actually totally disagree. I think the top end receiver, but we'll get into that later. But
yeah, I mean the counterpoint to that is Justin Jefferson scoring 4 points in the championship of last year.
Yeah,
that's true. But Derrick Henry scored 2.7. I know.
Yeah, I guess.
But all right, we'll continue.
Next up, we have Dan Laporta Potty going for 2. I don't even have notes on this team. He's just so lucky. Mostert 45 points and scoring against a team scoring 80 points. We're just gonna let Dan go to the championship based off of luck alone again.
Yeah.
Yeah, His team's not bad too, which sucks.
His team's not bad, but his defense, man. I mean, not talking about his defense he picks. I mean, like the best defense in the league. I don't know how he does it.
I mean, his team is not bad, but he again has no depth whatsoever. And an injury to one of his starters in Nick Chubb, I thought was going to be season-ending for him. And then the very next week, he has what was like what a lot of people thought before the season, an unstartable running back in Mostert, put up 45 points. Like, I just don't understand the luck that he has.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to be like a homer here, but Laporta, where he drafted him, and Laporta lines up as receiver. He looks fast. He looks big. He's getting he's broke a record or something, right?
Yeah.
Like he broke some rookie record or something. He actually looks like he's going to be one of those top 3 tight ends every year below Kelsey. Like fighting for that 2 spot. He looks really good.
It's his hands. He's really good to just catching the ball. You don't see that from tight ends.
And I hate it that he starts 3-0 because his tight end position is probably going to get him a few more wins. So.
Yeah. Cool. Number 2, we have Paul Florzak at wide receiver university, staying in the same spot that he was before. This is a very good team, obviously. That Kirk and JJ stack are looking pretty much unfair or unstoppable. Keenan Allen has been going off. The cool stat that I saw is that actually since he came back from his injury last year, Keenan Allen is actually the number one PPR wide receiver even before his 45-point game this past week. So, like, he's been going off consistently for a while now. I think the only reason that I don't have Paul as number 1 is that still waiting for his running backs to show up a little bit more. I think Javonte, I still expect him to kind of take a leap, but he hasn't yet. So at this point, Paul's still really relying on those wide receivers. But again, 1 and 2 are both very good teams currently in this league.
One might say he's a running back trade away.
Looks like Paul was in talks trades this week. He just destroyed me. Like, and I had no chance, and I knew it from the start. When Debo went for 25, I was like, it's over. There's nothing I can do. But sadly, people who he's lucky, he's still 3-0. But people who bet on Sean Payton and the Broncos are really struggling. My brother, like in a league, drafted 3 Broncos, and he's like, I'm done. There's nothing I can do. Can't trade. They all suck.
Yeah, I mean, this week was historically bad, but like Cortland Sutton has actually been doing decent. Broncos was.
Yeah, but it's still hard to start them because, and the thing is, even though they got stomped, they still scored 20 points.
Yeah.
Like they still scored points. It's not like the Bears.
All right, and then rounding out to number 1 here, we have Kim Jong-Kup. As mentioned in the chat, the sacrifice that he had to make was Mike Williams in order to keep that top spot there, so we can see the execution taking place here.
Love that.
I think they're just the most well-rounded team. Again, they have good running backs. They have good wide receivers. The one thing is that I gave him kudos last week for finally recognizing that Justin Fields is a bum, and then he started him again and almost lost because of that 10-point performance. Hopefully this week he finally realizes that if he just stops starting Justin Fields, he'll start to win games or start to be the clear dominant team in the league. But at this point, even with that, he's still number 1 in the.
Yeah, I hate it. He was supposed to be terrible this year. Everybody hated his draft.
Oh, and also the fact that he has his number 1 pick in Cooper Kupp set to come back from the IR.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's either him or Paul.
Yep. And Kupp comes back. Who knows what his team looks like?
Yeah.
Scary thought.
Now going into the comparison with the coaches poll. So despite, again, my thought in that Josh's team is cleared away number 1, coaches poll this week overwhelmingly actually has Paul as that number 1 spot. Other than that, again, not too many changes. Again, it looks like I hate my team a little bit more than other people do. But other than that, again, pretty even between the two there.
How many people voted?
This week was 8.
I messed it up again.
I didn't vote either.
I need to. Is it? Do you post
I
it?
was taking an exam.
Yeah. Do you post it in the group chat? it just gets buried sometimes, and I forget to go look back for it, and then I'm like here, and I'm like, oh, I forgot to do it. I need to get better at that. That's my bad. 2 weeks in a row now, I didn't do the coaches poll. I actually thought I would be farther down on your ranking. I didn't expect to be 5. I don't know. I mean, I still think I have some good pieces. It's just I've got a tight end and a QB nightmare. I think those are 2 bad spots to have nightmares at.
I mean, again, you put up 140 this week. If you had played pretty much any other team, you're sitting at 2-1, and you were already ranked like 4 before this week, I think. So.
I know, but like if I'm the second scorer and I lose the first, that's one thing. I still lost to like 4 other people. There was a lot of high scores.
Yeah, but this week was insane.
Yeah. All right. Any other final thoughts on the rankings, boys?
No, I think it's awesome. My team, again, didn't get much respect, but you know what? We thrive on that.
What do you mean respect? You got 8th. You didn't get last.
Yeah, but we also have more wins than a decent amount of people. But I like it because it's a curse that you must bear when you are in first place.
Wait, are you 1 and 2?
Yeah, 1 and 2.
There's people that are just like 1 and 2.
There's people that are 0 and 3.
Ahead of you?
No, not ahead of me.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see.
So, yeah. But
all right.
it's great. I love the coaches poll, seeing that and where everything is too.
Yeah, it's been actually. I mean, the first coaches poll I remember was completely different than the power rankings, but looks like they did differently.
What I think is cool about it is, as much as you hate that Austin will put you somewhere, he's really not that far off when you look at the coaches poll. So I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah. To the populace.
Yes.
Pretty similar. But all right, I think we're gonna get going.
We'll bid you adieu for the rest of the podcast, Luke. Good luck on your speech or whatever you got going on here.
I did what? I don't know what's going on.
And then, hey, go Lions.
Yes.
Go Lions.
All right, that's it. All right, so now we're going to hop into the power rankings.
We just did that. So let's go and talk about the waiver wire.
Oh, yeah, let's
real
talk
quick.
about waiver wire.
So today, not today, but this week, the waiver wire was kind of crazy. I put them all on here. Alex and John got Buccaneers defense. I kind of like that because they have a nice, easy opponent this week.
Yeah, the Bucs D actually look pretty good.
Yeah. And I was actually surprised to see them on waivers, to be honest.
I know. I was going to pick them up too, but I had the Bills, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah. One of the ones that, honestly, I was really hurt by was Vinny got Joshua Palmer before me. I really wanted Joshua Palmer.
I don't know. I think he might be good for a few weeks, but I think they're going to try to, feed the shit out of Keenan Allen and Quentin Johnson.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know. For a few weeks, I think he's definitely going to be good. But, I don't know. I don't know if you're getting more than 10, 14 points. And even that's kind of high.
So, my reasoning behind that was he was the number 3 receiver when Mike Evans was there. Mike Evans is out. And now Mike Williams. And now he moves up to that 2 spot, and they're talking that Quentin Johnson's going to get a lot of play time now. You're going to go to some of your comfortable.
I just think you're going to have he's kind of capped. He might have a good floor, but I don't know. Maybe he does well. I have no idea.
Yeah, and then that kind of goes right into who we're talking about. Luke, tell us about that Quentin Johnson pick.
I picked him out because JSN has done shit.
I was actually upset about that because I thought someone already had him on their team. And
Josh did.
He did.
Yeah.
Because
I think it was Josh.
Because my bench, I've been really struggling of who to drop because I just feel like I have no spaces to drop, and I just didn't do anything. And if he was there,
last week. I swear on everything that I was gonna pick up A-Chain, but I was going back and forth between dropping the Bills D and because I wanted to give JSN more time, and I was like, no, I got to value win, and then I guess it worked out because Buffalo got fucking 30. But I was pissing A-Chain go off because I literally had it where I was like, can I pick him up?
Yeah,
He'll need another week or whatever.
I was surprised Austin had A-Chain because I feel like it's so hard to work the bench spots. Like it feels like we have no bench spots, So it's like impressive.
Look at A-Chain's college highlights. Dude, he's I don't know. He's explosive as shit.
I didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't really watch him in college.
Yeah, and he had that stupid thing in the preseason, but I don't know. He looks great.
Stupid. I don't even know what you're talking about. What thing happened in preseason?
Oh, he had a shoulder injury.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So. Oh Why is a kicker on the waiver wire list?
I just added everything. I was like, oh, we're grabbing the kicker here.
Dan took Brett Meyer. Who knows? Maybe it'll win him the week.
I think it'll be good.
I picked up my starting tight end this week, Musgrave. We'll see if he does anything.
I don't know. It's hard to tell. I don't think we know enough about Love to know if tight ends, because some QBs just go to tight ends more. Yeah. I don't know. Has he been throwing to tight ends?
So with him, he doesn't get a lot of underneath stuff. He gets a lot of deep stuff, a lot of 20, 25 yards, and that's where he's been getting his catches. Not a lot. So if he gets that and a touchdown, I'll be happy. We'll see. Mims, with of course, just another reacher. I like his upside. His coach said he's going to get a lot more play time, and Wilson likes him. So we'll see.
Yeah.
And then I was shocked that the Eagles' defense were on waivers. I think it was because the Buccaneers and the Eagles played each other last week. But, Bucks and Eagles in free agency, those are two top-tier defenses.
I mean, I think it's just there's a lot of good defenses and a lot of teams that we don't know how bad they are. There's not really the Bears and the Broncos have become kind of the two worst teams, but, we didn't really expect that to happen. I mean, you can't hold two defenses.
Yeah.
I remember there was a time where I could hold two. There's no spots.
But there a year that
you got two good ones.
3 defenses or 4 defenses?
What am I supposed to do?
That's the thing. You can't drop them.
Drop them, but they have a 30-point potential, and they probably will never even get anywhere close to that rest of the season. It's what do I do?
It wins. The thing is, you would have won without it, but typically that would have for sure won you the game.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, and that's pretty much free agency here. So I guess we'll go back here and we'll kind of talk about some of the games last week here. Go ahead and start in the destruction of my team. It was not very pretty. Luke, I'll let you lead. You dominate last week. Tell us what happened.
Well, about what?
About our game where you just dominated me.
Wait, this is
yeah. This is Alex. I'm sorry. I am not thinking.
No, you're good.
Well, looking at this here, Bijan didn't show up really for me. Only 10 points. Josh Jacobs is on that island, and he had players show up like Miles Sanders, who had praying to get yards. Mike Evans. I wish I had Mike Evans.
And if you look here, I mean, this is kind of why I know a lot of people are saying the trade was bad, and it might be bad for Paul. But, I mean, Ridley 2 weeks in a row has not only not gotten points, he hasn't gotten targets. I think his targets are 3 and 2.
Yeah.
You know? I know they're bad games, but it's pretty sad if you look at Paul's down the line, just on the starters.
Yeah.
It went 7, 5, 2, 2, 5.
It's just I can't win like that.
Like Jake Moody, again, second best player. Wasn't he the second best player last week?
Yes. Except for last week, he won it for me. But yeah, no, that was a down in the dumps day. Another kind of demolishment here.
I mean, it's just the boom. Okay, Keenan Allen, 18 receptions. How many targets? Can you see how many targets he got? 20. I mean, and he threw a fucking touchdown. I mean, it's unreal. Yeah. And I mean, if you take 20 points off him, I still lose.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is why I think honestly Paul is better than Josh, just because his wide receivers, even if 1 to 2 of them kind of pop off, it's gonna be really hard to beat.
Well, and I'm just gonna make my small little. No, we'll keep going. I'll make it afterwards. I have I was talking to Paul about it, my spiel about receivers, but yeah, I mean, I still think I had a good week. Derrick Henry, extremely concerning. I don't know, but I don't need him to start. I'm probably just gonna bench him. I'm so scared to bench him because I know he's just gonna score 40 freaking points on my bench.
Yeah, but is Eckler playing?
Yeah, Eckler's gonna play. He's been practicing.
Then why would you even? I would start Kamara over him in a half second.
Yeah, I think I will, but the thing is, Jameis Winston is scaring me, so I might go Henry. But I don't know.
So we'll speed up as we get through here so we can get to this week's games. You look at this one here. Things that I see right away is Jahmyr Gibbs kind of let Vinny down here. And the thing that I'm shocked, he didn't play Madison. I would have definitely played Madison because Cam Akers wasn't going to play much last week anyways.
Yeah. But Gibbs, that was his first week without, what's his name?
Yes, Montgomery.
I think he wanted to give him a chance.
Yeah.
He was the only guy there.
I don't necessarily think it's the wrong choice, but I think people are definitely starting to realize if you're playing against the Chargers, you play your players because their defense just lets points score. It's actually insane.
And then before we move on too quickly here.
But I just want to say before we leave this, Kyron Williams was like projected 20 points. Oh, is that what you're getting to?
I've literally exact same thing. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, and it's just unfortunate that lets him down. And it's so unfortunate that it's on Monday night. Dude, Monday night woes for Vinny are scary. I can't believe it. What was the other? T. Higgins got like 4 points. He needed just a little bit of anything to get over this game, and it's just. And then the number 1 power ranked scored shit week team.
Yeah. The thing that's crazy.
Gets another dub.
Only 2 receptions on 8 targets. 2 crazy players.
Yeah. Unfortunate. I know Monday night is crazy for Vinny. It's hard to watch.
Honestly, you go over to the other side and there's nothing special about Josh here.
Nothing special, yeah.
I mean, it will be when you get cut back.
I don't know about Richardson. I don't know if they're going to keep... he got a concussion from running. They're going to probably make him run less. But he has QB issues.
He does.
So.
Yeah. All right, Luke, take it away. Nice dominating win.
And you were down on your team before this week.
You were very down. Highest scoring week.
I still kind of am, because if you look at this, I scroll down a little bit. So, I mean, so like defense, I think getting 10-ish points from your defense is pretty, it's pretty standard.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 10 from your kicker, but like, Kittle looked like shit in that game. If you watched it, and then like literally the second half, he started making some catches, but it didn't look good. Like the first half, I was like, dude, I just want him to score a touchdown so I can like trade him, because he looked like he's just not in it.
Yeah.
Attack Kittle's pretty solid. I don't know. I think I like my team more just because like Swift he looks good.
Yeah. He's like another 150 point week running or something? 150 yards running again or something?
It was 130.
Oh.
But like his average per carry was crazy. And then the problem is he doesn't get touchdowns because it fucking hurts in that dumbass thing they do.
I know, it's so annoying.
It's literally the most like because my brother has Swift, and like literally every time we're like, fuck, when he gets to like the 1 yard line, exactly gonna happen.
I was
Put his ass into the end.
Yeah, I don't know who I played. I played against someone who had Hurts, and they scored 2 of those on me. And he had 80 yards throwing and an interception. And after those 2 stupid 1 yard shoves, he's at like 20 points. I'm like, this game is so freaking stupid.
Yeah, and Pacheco, Pacheco looks good, and he got a few targets. It's one of those things. Even if he gets me 10, 15, honestly, what the nice part was, besides the Swift, was AJ Brown looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He didn't score a touchdown, which was a little annoying, but he did enough that it kind of warrants that second round pick.
So I'm gonna call you out right here, Luke.
I still don't feel great just because fantasy's fantasy and it's so up and down.
Mm-hmm.
Luke, I'm gonna call you out real quick right here. There's been a lot of players that you've gone through and you said they're shit. What is the definition of a shit player to you? Because like these guys are getting no touchdowns but 21 points. Holy cow. 16 points from a tight end is a good tight end.
Oh, wait, why can't I hear that?
You can't hear me? Oh.
Ooh, I don't know if he can hear us right now.
Okay.
Luke, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. What I was saying was, you and I have very different definitions of bad players because you're trashing poor Kittle. You're trashing A.J. Brown.
I didn't trash them.
You can trash
I
AJ.
said A.J. Brown kind of disappointed for the first 2 weeks, given his second round price tag.
Mm-hmm.
Fair,
Kittle,
but 14 points is a disappointment.
Like, there was a few balls where it looked like he just didn't fucking want it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, what is happening?
Tight ends are always so weird. But I think A.J. Brown had a very similar... Like, I was never out thinking A.J. Brown was going to be bad, or Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase had a very similar start, and he was a first-round pick. And it took them a while to come around. Their abilities are too good not for them to have weeks like this. It's just going to happen.
Yeah.
I think Devonta Smith's scary, because I don't know why he randomly has 5 catches for 150 yards randomly.
So I hate to say this because I have A.J. Brown, but Smith looks good. Like, his route running and, like, some of the stuff he does, he gets open. He's... I don't know. A.J. Brown is definitely the alpha, but, like, Smith is...
Yeah.
Is good.
And it's good to see Pierce get some points.
I mean, he fucking got a touchdown. Dude, their whole line has been injured as shit. So, like, I don't know what to do with Pierce. I just need Christian Watson to come back. Do you think I should play him?
He's not playing tonight, is he?
No, he's not playing tonight, with what I heard.
I heard he was.
Oh, no, I think Aaron Jones and the running backs are. I don't think Watson is. But it still says has him on fantasy as 0.
Well,
this
is last week. I can check real quick.
Okay.
But,
I don't know. He's got the weakest hamstring of all the NFL.
Well, yeah, and the problem is I've heard, like, Packers, like, they're very, like, cautious regarding their, like, injuries and whatnot in terms of their medical staff. And so, I mean, I guess, what's his name? Aaron Jones is playing, but that's one concern as well. And
he is active for Thursday night's game, and it's projected 11 points. So
who would you start over Cortland Sutton?
I also want to see the Lions win too, so I just probably won't start him. And then like Mark's team, like Ford was weird. He didn't do that well, but he had 2 like random the touchdown he caught looked good, but like his yardage wasn't very good or anything. So it'll be interesting what they do with Kareem. Like I didn't watch his highlights, so I don't know if he looked good. But literally the first drive they had like Kareem 15 snaps. So I don't know what that's gonna be about.
And he got Ford. I think Ford's huge. Everyone thinks Kareem Hunt's going to take over some. I don't think he really is. Maybe he will, but
I don't know. Like, yeah.
The Browns' defense is the best in the league. Their defense is disgusting. Yeah, their DBs are insane, and then Myles Garrett in that front end and their linebacker, they're insane. And they're going to be able to get the ball, and Watson hasn't showed he can throw over 200 yards. So
Watson's looking kind of like shit a little bit.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
So I think their identity is stop the team and run the ball. So I think Ford's just going to be.
What's the deal with like Chris Godwin? Like, if Mike Evans, I thought they were pretty close. Mike Evans is literally just taking over.
Maybe Brady, because Godwin is always the possession reception guy.
yeah.
And Evans was always the deep guy. And I'm sure that he's just not getting the catches from Baker. But
St. Brown was hurt too, and he still did okay.
No.
yeah, he had a solid week. Yeah, 128 is going to get you a win most weeks, but not this week.
Not this week. Not
Stays
when
winless.
you almost put up 190. That's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, my defense put up 30, so.
And then a lopsided game here.
A funny thing about this matchup is Austin has not played the same person yet, but he's played against Mostert twice. he played against Mostert week 1. I think Josh had him. I think he won that game anyways. But then the 45, 42 from Devontae, I mean, that's just game over. And Austin, what happened? Like, Herbert had almost 30 points and he gets 90? Wait, it doesn't even look bad. Okay, so it's -2, 3 from the kicker, 5, 4. Just feels like this math should add up to more.
Yeah.
I think it's just evenly dispersed, where it's just like a few points less in every position, and you had nobody pop off.
And CD was a disappointment because what the hell happened in Arizona? I mean,
The whole Cowboys was a disappointment.
What
I don't know
happened?
What the fuck is happening?
Yeah.
and Pitts has been terrible. But Waller, like, they're trying to get the ball to him, and they can't. I watched him.
Jones sucks.
Yeah, he's so bad. And I'm starting him this week.
Are you actually?
Yes, sir. Monday night against Seattle. He's the man.
I hope it goes well. I don't think it will, but I hope it does. Alrighty, so now we will move over to the next section before. We'll go through this fairly quickly. So we'll have a quick little game here. So if you want to pull out your phones real quick and go on our fantasy league, we'll go quick rapid fire. So we won't each do the same player teams. But let's see here. Let me pull up the league real quick.
Steal one play from every
So
player.
Luke, you go ahead and look at Austin's team. You pick Dan's team, and I'll pick Josh's team, and we'll just kind of go down. So if you could steal one player from that person's fantasy team, it can't be like their top 3 players. So I'm looking at.
We're going through one team, or
Yeah, you guys look at your one team that I said. So I believe I said, who was Dan? Was I Dan?
okay.
I'll be Dan. You pick Austin's team, and then
Okay.
Luke, you take Josh's team, and then pick one player, not their top 3, who you think you'd like to steal.
Not the
Reason
top
be,
3.
and it can be for any reason, because it will hurt them the worst, or because it benefits your team.
So we can't take the top 3 players as
Yeah, yeah. So like I'm looking at Dan's team here. I can't just steal Jalen Hurts. Just can't steal Devontae Adams or Pittman, because though of course anybody would steal those players.
Yeah. Okay. So Austin's is kind of tricky because he has Diggs, CeeDee Lamb. I think those have to be top 2.
Yeah.
And ETN's probably his 3rd.
Probably, yeah.
And it is some garbage besides that. I mean,
So look at the roster, see what would hurt him the most. For me, when I look at Dan's team, it's where would hurt him the most, because he just has such a solid top 3.
I would have to take Ayuk.
Ayuk?
I would have to take Ayuk from Austin.
Is that a hurt for him, or is that more of a makes your team better?
It helps my team because I need receivers, but it also hurts him because I think Marquise Brown's not going to be a good flex player, and he really has nothing else.
Yeah.
Michael Thomas, I don't know. Jameis Winston's kind of ruined in that team.
Yeah, we'll see.
Who'd you go?
I had Dan's team. So his top three would be probably Hurts, Devontae Adams, and Pittman. I need wide receivers. He doesn't have anything on his bench. The next thing he had the trouble with is actually running backs. He only had Montgomery, Bryce Hall, and Mostert. I'm going to take Bryce Hall because of the upside on him.
That's surprising because Laporta's not in that top three.
He's not.
I would take Laporta, but I think that would ruin Dan the most and help a lot. But
the reason why I didn't take Laporta is because, yes, Laporta's had 2 great weeks. His real hurt right now is really getting that solid running back. And he's hoping Mostert's possibly that person. I think Mostert's going to move off of that because of the 8-chain. And then Jeff Wilson's coming back from IR.
Yeah.
So, how about you, Luke?
What, Josh's team?
Yep. Who would you steal?
Probably take Stevenson or Tank Dell actually looks really good. The rookie wide receiver.
Yeah.
CJ Stroud is like, I swear he's like leading the league in what's it called, throwing attempts.
Yeah. It's crazy.
If he's not, he's like top 3, and he looks pretty good too. And he hasn't been scoring touchdowns.
He looks confident too. He stands in the pocket well. Like,
yeah.
It's impressive.
I don't think it's not it's not because it would hurt Josh's team because his team is so like he has so much depth.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Where's Tank Dell from?
What college? I don't know. But like
guy came out of nowhere.
Yeah. He's a small receiver too.
Yeah. Not as small as Flowers. Do you see how small Flowers looks on the field? It's hilarious. He's like a little like.
He's fast.
He's fast. Oh, he's super fast.
But all right, we'll definitely get to more teams as the year goes on. But I thought this would be kind of fun to do, just real quick. Then that moves us into questions of the week. So this is individual for your team. So we'll start with Steve. Put you on the spot. In the last 3 weeks, who is your team's MVP and why?
It's Walker. Kenneth Walker's a dog.
Yeah.
I love Kenneth Walker. I think he's going to stay good. I think that offense is going to be good. And unfortunately, Metcalf's been struggling with some injuries, but I love the way Metcalf looks. He's had some bad fantasy years. I think he's come up, but I would have to go Walker. I mean, the 2 Seattle guys, I don't want to get rid of them. I think that offense is a good offense to have.
How about you, Luke?
Probably Swift.
Yeah. He came out of nowhere. Yeah.
You're not going to say Tyreek?
I would say, Tyreek is Tyreek. Like, I drafted 1 overall to kind of expect that, you know what I mean? Like, so if he doesn't put up 20, 30, it's kind of you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess he's just not a disappointment. But MVP, the most surprising maybe is definitely Swift.
Okay.
Before Paul gets to I want to give you props, Luke, because when you picked Tyreek at 4, like, no one was really thinking you'd do that. Everybody thought that was a reach.
Yeah.
And the way this year's progressed, it's a steal. He's been a monster. It was incredible because that's just you looking at receiver. Like, you didn't go with anything it's supposed to be. I don't even know, where was Tyreek supposed to fall? Like, anywhere in the 7, 8, 9, 10?
I think it was 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like ranked, yeah.
And you take him at 4 when there's a lot of good players. There's an Eckler, there's a CMC, there's other like receiver. I think that was just a brilliant pick.
I was gonna say.
Fair, yeah, go ahead, Paul.
Oh, I was gonna say I didn't say it when we looked at your team the first time. I was gonna say it when we looked at it the second time for this coming week. But I really envy having a receiver that you don't have to question whether he's gonna start or not. I have a bunch of people that it's a carousel. We'll see who they're playing each week, and
Yeah, that's a dangerous game. I hate playing that
it
game.
is.
Yeah, to be fair though, if I would have had, if Chase would have slid me, I would have took Chase. So
Thank goodness that.
I would have took Chase over Hill, and then if for some reason Paul took Hill, I would have been going back and forth between Diggs actually, which would have been bad, and McCaffrey. So
It's interesting because obviously Al and Johnny's team auto-drafted, and they auto-drafted Chase second.
Yeah.
I wonder if they were drafting, who would they have drafted, and how would the draft change? Because that would have probably trickled down like crazy.
Yeah.
I think they would have took Chase.
Yeah, okay.
And then for my player, kind of in the same vein of Luke, I could say Bijan. Bijan had solid week last week, a little bit of a down, but I'm going to go a little bit off the beaten path, and it's going to be the number 1 kicker in the league, Jake Moody. the fact, and it's incredibly sad that it's the fact, but the fact that he's been my second highest scorer now 2 weeks in a row, we have a little bit problems in paradise right now.
I mean, I
I'd say more than a little.
I mean, you can't hate on the kicker, though, that just drills 50-plus yards
That's
like
true.
he
He
does.
does look good.
I get excited when they stall out around midfield, like, they're in rage!
I wanted him so bad, and he went to the 49ers. Perfect fit for him.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be scoring a ton. When did you draft him? Did you reach him?
No, he was probably the third to last pick.
Okay.
So you could say I reached for
Was
him
he
because I
the
didn't
first
pick him
kicker?
last. No, Buckner, I thought was.
Buckner. Okay.
Yep.
All right.
So, all right. So next question here is, and we'll try to move through this here. At the end of the year, who will have more fantasy points, Puka or Cup? You think Cup?
I'm going to go Puka because I think he's still going to be a big part. I think when rookies are good, teams like to then keep testing them and see how consistent they'll be.
What?
Cup might score more points per game. He's there, but I don't think he'll catch up to what Puka's got, the lead.
Yeah, I'm going to change my thing because he's up, what, like 90 points on him?
I don't know what the points are.
Or is-
Probably not
no,
90.
probably
I think
up
90.
60, 70?
Yeah.
Probably
Yeah.
60.
So I'm actually gonna go Puka.
You're going
Play
Puka.
10 games, 6 points more. I don't know. If he plays the whole year, he's
Yeah. I think Puka, just for the simple fact, is when he comes back, I think Cup is gonna get double teamed, get chipped, and Puka is still gonna be. They're gonna pay attention to him, but I think he's gonna be more of a focal point. I think that offense could be very dangerous when they get Cup back.
I still think Cup's going to score a decent amount per game. And now that I kind of think about it,
Yeah.
Like
Because
60
he only has to
points.
score what? He only has to score like 6 more points more than.
so 3 games,
per
17
game.
games, 14 games. If he scores 5 more points
Or whatever.
or 14 games, does that cover? I don't know. Yeah, it does. I think that
Yeah.
does actually cover. So all he's going to do is an average of 5. So actually, it might be a lot closer than we think.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think it's the biggest thing is if he plays the whole year.
Yeah.
True. Very true.
True.
All right. This will go to Luke first. Would you rather be Vinny when you have 5 players playing a Monday night and you're down by 80 points, so very reachable, or would you rather have Austin put you at number 1 in his power rankings?
Is there none of the above?
Yeah, it's a
gotta
lose-lose
pick-
situation.
You got to pick one.
You're missing an option.
There's no other option.
For
I'm
me,
not taking either.
You have to.
you
pick
have
one.
to pick one.
You have to pick,
pick
one.
one.
Okay, I'll pick. Give me number 1.
All right.
Paul?
For me, I'm gonna go with the last one. I would want off to put me at number 1, just for the simple fact that I know that I have 80 points and I'm Vinny. I know it's hopeless. So at least with number 1, I have a little bit of a hope.
I'm going to go 80 points, down 5.
Ooh,
And
okay.
the reason I'm going to do that is because over the last 4 or 5 years,
Mhm.
I've been number 1 in the power rankings a lot. How many championships I've won? Not a single one. So I'm going to go 80 points, 5 players on Monday night, and I'm Vinny.
All right. Second to last question here. Who plays more downs of football this year, Aaron Rodgers or Jonathan Taylor? Rodgers had 3 downs of football.
Paul, let's start with you.
Taylor.
I'm gonna go Rodgers. I don't think Taylor plays at all this year.
100% he plays.
I'm going to go Taylor. I don't know if he'll play for the Colts. I mean, the Colts situation is so weird. They have a lot of young talent. They bring Taylor back. But Taylor will probably be on some team.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll get traded. I don't know, but like he will. He's too good of a talent when he's healthy that some team that's looking really good going for the playoffs is going to go for him. Who knows? Maybe the Browns or something. Like
Yeah, maybe.
But he's gonna. I think it will be Taylor.
All right. So then the last question, well, honestly, maybe the most important question: when does Pickle Jr. change his name?
Who did you play this week?
Austin.
We'll start with Steve.
We'll
Steve.
start with me. I think I will, and I think I need to. If I go down 1-3, it's just terrible. Fantasy 1-3 and 2-2 is such a big fucking difference. It's actually insane.
Mhm.
And I think looking at my matchups, I feel good. Eckler's coming back. I think Eckler, if he freaking is healthy the whole game, he's a monster, and that offense moves the ball.
Yeah.
It's going to come down probably to Daniel Jones Monday night, but we'll see. I think I'll change this week.
For the simple fact it's coming down to Daniel Jones, no. It's going to be Pickle Jr. for another week. How about you, Luke?
I think he might win. I don't know. Like, Austin's got some tough matchup. Like, A-Chain plays Buffalo. CD plays New England. Marquise Brown plays the 49ers. Dude, why are you starting Daniel Jones? Like, what?
Dude, he's gonna have a big week.
Nice, nah.
Who's Deshaun playing? It's like terrible, and he's like a little injured. And
Why do you have Daniel Jones on your team?
just wait, baby. Look, he had a 30-point week, and he had like no points going into half, man.
This is why you just don't question the little Pickle.
Just wait. Pickle Jr. has made a play.
If you play Kamara over Henry, I think you would.
I haven't decided. I've flip-flopped the running back so many times. Okay.
Alrighty. So I guess before we move in,
Same here, by the way.
What is this?
We'll go to the picks. So the picks, and we're going to get into that as we look at next week. So basically, you're going to pick the 5 games that we have against each other, and then I have 5 other games with spreads that you're going to pick. You're not putting any money in it, just for pride. And the reason why it's for pride is if you beat Paul or if you tie Paul, then we'll keep you up here. You only picked 10 games. Paul was absolutely perfect.
Oh my god.
5 for 5 in our Lions Power 3, and in the NFL 5 for 5.
Insane. So he had all the NFL spreads.
Yep.
And he had all of the fantasy matchups, which is kind of incredible.
I had the same amount of points in 2 weeks that he had in 1 week.
Paul
Amazing.
again. Wait, were you 2-5 last week in the NFL?
No, I was 1-4 last week.
In the NFL?
Yeah. So I got one more
You
win.
voided?
Yeah.
There's one.
Yeah, I got one win last week.
Paul continues to be terrible with the NFL.
Horrible. Holy cow. Should not do NFL.
I had a solid NFL week, I think.
Yeah.
Because I think I was actually on a lot of the same things Paul was on. But insane. I mean, I didn't expect someone to hit 10 this year.
Yeah.
That's just kind of incredible. He should have made that a parlay.
Yeah, I should have.
Would have been nuts.
Alrighty. So now we're going to move over to our league real quick here. And we'll talk about maybe 1 or 2 points, and then we'll get through because I know we want to watch that Lions game. So we will start with me versus Paul. So on this here, say a couple points, and then who you think is going to win here. I guess I'll start because it's my game. You know what? It is a hopeless battle against the number 1 team in the league because, yes, I did vote for him number 1 in the coaches' power league. But because it's not loading right now, my main conundrum here
Who you playing
with
against?
my team, Paul Florzak.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my main conundrum is who do I start at wide receiver with that second wide receiver spot. That's going to be a real toughie for me. Let's see if I can get it actually to pop up here. Oh, there we go. Slowly.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I think Florzak is. I think he might have the best record this year
I think he will.
because his 3 receivers he has. I mean, those are alone going to win him so many games.
Yeah. I mean,
And he has Mixon, who's like he's the best probably floor player there's been in the last few years as a running back. He always gets receptions. He never really gets injured. Not receptions, carries. He never really gets injured.
so I think my saving grace will actually come down to Monday night when my defense plays Steve's quarterback and gives me a bunch of pick sixes. So
Yeah. So Luke, if you had to take this line, what side of the line would you be on? The plus 8.3 or the minus 8.3? Paul versus let's show the logo up top.
oh yeah.
Oh,
Right, right.
I'd take Paul.
Florzak? Yeah.
Minus 8.
Even with the points. Yeah, it's not even gonna be close.
Yeah. I'm gonna somehow, some way pull a squeaker. We'll see how it happens. I don't know how.
I don't think you'll be within.
No, but we're actually picking straight up though.
Yeah, we're picking
Okay,
straight
gonna
up. So
pick-
I'm picking myself, of course.
Yep.
You're going Paul, and Luke, you're going Paul.
No, I'm actually gonna go. Man, this is.
I don't even have to look at them.
I'm gonna go Paul. I'm gonna give you Pickle.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go Pickle because
Okay.
the biggest thing that's gonna happen this week is Josh Jacobs against the Chargers. Start players against the Chargers. I think he's coming back. I think he might even have a close to 30-point week.
That's what I'm thinking. He's getting the volume. He just needs the production.
Now the problem is, if Buffalo shuts down Tua, I don't know if he can win.
True. Very
But
true.
I don't think anybody can shut down the Mike McDaniel's
No.
offense right now. No.
All right, then we go to what might call the dumpster matchup.
Look at that. A rivalry game and it's a fucking pickle.
One of them are going to get their first win. Who's going to get it? I'll go with you, Steve, first.
This is tough. But the fact that Najee Harris is starting for Mark, I'm taking Vinny on this one.
Can you
And-
start anybody else? You could start Brian Robinson. Against who? Against Philly? Ooh.
The one thing is, I think Vinny is fully out on Garrett Wilson, which is fair because the other Wilson's so bad. But there is going to be one of these weeks where Garrett Wilson is just going to go off, and it's going to hurt Vinny. But how do you predict
You're
it?
starting Palmer over Wilson?
Yeah, right now he is. But I'm gonna still take Vinny. I like Vinny's upside, and I think I don't know. Baltimore could stop Cleveland's run game a little bit, but Elijah Moore was Cleveland receiver.
He gets a lot of targets.
Yeah, but Watson doesn't throw for yards. Like his ceiling is 12 points and a touchdown.
I know, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. I'd start Addison, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if Mark's listening to this, he should start Addison because apparently he's a wide receiver 1 in his mind. Some trade talks we had today.
And the funny thing is Brian Robinson on the bench again, which Mark would have had a win if he started Brian Robinson. But it is against Philly. We'll watch Brian Robinson go off again.
Yes.
Yeah, but Najee literally hasn't had more than like 6 points.
I would not even. I don't even know if he'd be on my team. I would hate looking at that player on my team. Dude, it is hard to look at Najee. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So you had who, Steve?
I got Vince.
Vince. I have Mark. I think he's going to win with just 3 players. Kelsey, Allen, and St. Brown. Luke?
Yeah, I'll take Mark.
All right, Steve.
Wow, it's real close in the projections again. He's got a lot of those check marks, but I'm taking myself. I actually picked against myself last week because I just was that unconfident. But Eckler's back in the lineup. My identity is complete. Daniel Jones is going to drive us home Monday night. Paul? Go ahead, just say Austin. We know it.
So, his name is Pickle Jr. He gave me some good players. It's kind of like he's my JV team. And the way the varsity team's going right now is we're not winning many games, so JV team's not going to win many games either. We're going to go Austin. Closer than the experts think.
Yeah, that was like this. I thought you were me. No, you. The fact that you say that I'm a JV team, I am insulted. I don't like that.
I mean, I'm the Pickle.
But if you look at all of the touchdown scores, every player that has scored a touchdown, I will tell you right now, most of them are juniors. There's something junior. I don't know what it is about juniors in the second. Like this receiver, the second, they score so many touchdowns.
I reserve the right to change my pick if he starts Nico Collins. If he starts Nico Collins, he's winning. That's what I'm going to say.
I'm losing, I guess.
Luke, who do you think is going to win?
Your team. Easy. Actually, no, not easy, but yeah, I think I might even start. Wait, who's Ridley play?
I'm thinking
Atlanta.
about it too. He's playing Atlanta. I'm thinking about it.
Problem, they have a good secondary.
Dude, I might even just put Henry and Kamara on the bench, but we'll see.
Benching Henry.
I don't like starting Kamara because I don't trust Jameis Winston. I can't believe that guy is still in the NFL. Like, I think I have to give Kamara a week to prove it to me.
Start Ridley over Henry.
I'm going to do a little bit more research into the Bengals D because I know their defensive end is usually pretty good and they're pretty good against the run. I just don't know about this year.
No.
So I'll do some research.
Cooper, I don't know. Cooper did good last week, though.
I like Coops.
All right, we'll do the quick rapid fire. Steve, 1 point and who wins?
1 point?
Just give us 1 point about.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to go with Josh because Dan's starting. I still don't believe in Mostert, especially against Buffalo. In Breece Hall, the Jets are a dumpster fire. I don't think. Not teams can just key in on the run, and Breece Hall's dead. Even though he's a great player, dead. And then I do love his tight end spot, but Hawkinson can kind of compete. Yep. So I'm going Josh.
Luke?
Yeah, I'll go Josh.
I'm going to go Dan. I think Hurts. I think Mostert's going to show one more week where he gets at least 15. Yeah, I think...
no, but I got a follow-up question here, okay? Because Dan does have the best defense in the league. Josh, over under 119 points.
Ooh.
I'm gonna go over, but if he gets under, I mean, I don't know, man. This guy's.
I mean, if he goes under, that's just fucking stupid.
I know.
I think he goes under. Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right, last game. Lukey, take it away.
Obviously, he's gonna. You know, I'll start here, actually.
Okay.
I hate to do this to you, Luke, but I'm actually going to go Alex, the Alex Johnny team. Because, actually, Lamar against Cleveland's pretty rough. But I don't know if I trust your running backs this week. Pacheco, I think the Jets, they're going to have to throw on the Jets. I'm a little worried about Pacheco. And Swift, even though he had 130 points, he had like 13 points. I mean, like, he's not getting receptions, though. And if you don't get receptions... I don't know. And I think the only strength of that Washington team is they have a pretty good D-line. That's it. So maybe I might be wrong about that. And then Kittle, I mean, who knows? But you do have the Tyreek and frickin' A.J. Brown. But if they don't scheme, because like the Patriots scheme to shut down Tyreek, how many yards did he get? Like 42? So if Buffalo does the same thing, which they should, they might not be able to hold him down. But I think Chase is going to have more points than Tyreek this week.
Really?
So I have 2 quick reasons why you're going to win, Luke. Lamar Jackson, for the exact same reason Steve said, he's playing one of the best defenses. Lamar has proven when he had to be a passer, it gets to be a struggle sometimes, and he's going to have to pass the ball to win that game.
The call is ending right now, so we might have to redo this really quick.
All right.
We got to redo the cow. No!
All right, so we can kind of just chatter as we're doing this here.
Yeah.
So when Luke gets back in here, but I think we'll talk more about this game, but I think you were spot on with the defense there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Browns' defense is kind of stupid.
Dude, the Browns' defense is disgusting. And I know people, it sounds weird to say they're the best defense when you have the 49ers and stuff. I'm telling you through and through. There's no DBs, and Myles Garrett is, I think he's the best pass rusher of the game.
Yeah.
The dude is a monster. He'll bull rush you, and then he'll just juke you. Like, incredible. Did you see that play when he was, like, dribbling between his legs, like, stepping towards the QB? I forget who it was.
If you're not even a football player, that's intimidating. I'm scared.
And then he went and got the sack, I think.
Yeah. All right, I should have sent the invite.
Okay,
we'll see if Lukey got it.
I'm going to have to ask to join.
Yep, we got you in. All right.
Sorry about that, boys.
So we'll wait here for Lukey.
Obviously, Luke was picking himself, so at least we got his picks for that.
Yeah. And I guess we can finish up this here. I think Luke wins because of like what you said here. Lamar Jackson defense needing to be a passer. And then I think Aaron Jones lays an egg tonight. I think the Lions' defensive line is better than what people think. Luke, I was just telling everybody that I think you're actually going to win. I think Lamar is going to kind of poop the bed, and I think Aaron Jones is going to let him down tonight against the Lions.
I mean, it's just so hard to pick.
Yeah.
It's actually...
I think LB's game.
All right.
Wait here, bring it back up.
All right, here we go.
I think, like, you have that Tyreek Hill and A.J. Brown, but, like, Mahomes I don't think is going to be 30-point special against the Jets.
Yeah, the Jets' D is actually pretty good. I don't know, it's weird because Waddle hasn't done anything this year, and it's Buffalo, so I feel like Waddle might be, and maybe I'm just pulling the whole, like, downplay your own team bullshit thing. I don't know. But Waddle hasn't done anything, really. And Chase looks good. Tennessee, they have a good run D, so I think their pass D's ass. Aaron Jones, we'll see. Miles Sanders with they have a new QB.
Oh.
The fire engine, in Andy Dalton.
No, but I think they're starting Bryce Young this week.
I thought he was out like 2 weeks.
I saw that. I thought they, unless that new news came out, but I thought
I don't know.
they're starting Bryce Young again for some reason. When Andy Dalton throws for 400.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it might be a close game, but I think Al just might.
I think the quarterback matchup's key because I think Mahomes gets more than Lamar unless Lamar like runs in a touchdown.
I don't know. Yeah.
They're both really tough defenses.
Cleveland. It's going to be cold. Do they play indoors?
Cleveland, no.
No.
They both don't play indoors. They're both outdoors.
It does look like Bryce Young is playing this week.
Yeah.
So, it's surprising. I might not actually start.
It's going to be Chase and Waddle versus AJ and Tyreek, maybe.
Yeah.
All right.
Because the running back, who knows? Aaron Jones might be.
I will say, you said you like the Bucks pickup on D.
Yeah.
You know, just Jameis Williams, Buccaneers. You know, I don't know. Like, we'll see. I feel like he's
Is he good against the Bucks?
Didn't he used to play for the Bucks?
Yes, he used to. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like when they have a little bit of an edge, they seem to get more points.
The question is, will he have
Or throw
more?
more picks?
That's true.
Will he get enough yards and touchdowns to offset the 4 or 5 interceptions he'll throw?
Yeah. It's kind of like how division games are always closer, even if the team's way better.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a similar. I think they are in the same.
Is there a spread on the Lions game?
Yes, it is. Packers are minus 1.5.
It's actually -2 now.
Ooh.
Minus
-2 Lions. It's gone from +2 for the Lions to -2. The
who's
spread.
favored in it?
The Lions are favored now.
So they'd have to win by more than 2 points.
Yep.
Oh wow! So you did Packers -1. That's
Yeah,
how much.
I found that this is all last night / this morning.
Yeah, so it's now Lions -2. So we'll go off the Lions -2.
Okay.
But I'll go Lions -2, obviously.
Yeah, I'm doing the same. I think Lions win.
I think Lions win too.
Okay.
Commanders Eagles. 8's a lot of points.
8's a lot of points. I'm gonna go Commanders +8.5.
Ooh. I think Eagles get it. 8, a touchdown. They'll win by like 10.
I think it's like 24-10.
Yeah.
So I think it's the resurgence of Terry McLaurin this week.
No, Eagles D is good.
Eagles D is good, but they're
They
good
are.
against the run.
One of the most interesting games of the week I found. Broncos versus Bears.
Oh my god.
Who gets a win?
The Bears are +3.5.
Yeah.
I'll take the
It's
3.5.
at the Bears.
I'll take the 3.5. Give me
Yeah.
any points I can get. I don't know.
Yeah, I have to go the Bears just for the points there.
So wait, who's favorite?
The Broncos are -3.5, and the Bears are +3.5.
I'll take Broncos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Chiefs.
because I'm starting Sutton. So.
Yeah. Chiefs Jets. I know it's the NFL, but I was shocked to see that line. I thought it was going to be at least like 11,
Yeah.
12.
And I don't know what it is about these games this week. I think it's probably because, the Commander one's a little more understanding because Eagles are at home. But I'm going to take the +9 points. I just don't like the big. I think they're going to cover.
Okay. Luke?
Yeah, yeah. That's a lot of points for a road game.
It is.
And Jets are good D.
Would you go?
I'm going to go the Chiefs. I think you have the Taylor effect. They're going to win.
Yeah.
What
And
is
then-
that Taylor effect shit?
And
Taylor
they-
Swift.
Seahawks at Giants, baby. Give me the Giants in the points.
A great
Danny
Monday
Dimes.
night game.
Danny Dimes going to run 3 in.
Who do you got, Luke?
For who?
Giants Seahawks. The best Monday night game ever. Not.
Seahawks by like 10.
Yeah, but same here, Seahawks.
Giants +1.5 for fantasy. All right. Well, I think that basically kind of wraps everything up.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Well, that was good. Well, we'll see. There's a lot of big matchups this week. This is kind of like, I feel like one of the most important weeks, week 4
Yeah.
in fantasy football. Just really, are the 0-3 teams gonna make a possible comeback or just be in the dumps?
No,
And then
It's big for teams like you and I. Are we going to be 1-3 or are we going to be 2-2?
one of us is probably going to be 2-2. One of us is going to be 1-3.
Yeah.
And
I think Stevenson just got so much better. So
watch Paul win by like 170 and like my players do shit.
I don't think it's gonna take him like 3 weeks.
Yeah. But all right, we will catch you next week. Go Lions. Huge game.
Yeah.
Take hold of the balls of that division. But all right, boys. Till next week.
See ya.